Previously on the Idaho BDR. Alright, I'll be the first to admit, day one really didn't go quite as planned.
You're caked front, I'm caked front and rear. Oh, it's not moving.
To make matters worse, after riding through one of the most sketchy storms I've ever had to ride through, our bikes get stuck, and one of us ends up burning out a clutch. But with a lot of luck and some help from a very generous rancher, we managed to get into town. Now, we gotta figure out how to fix our bikes and see if we can't head back up north. Welcome to Jarbidge, Nevada, the official starting point of the Idaho BDR. Despite this being considered the starting point of this trek, we would be calling it home for the next 2 days. It was already a relief just to be out of the storm and make it into Jarbidge, and now we could feel like we were actually starting this trek. But we only had one bike. We had to figure out how to get the XR650 out of the mud and bring it into town. Lucky for us, we had met Jace at the local bar in town. As a Jarbidge native, he knew the dirt better than us, and he knew exactly what we had gotten ourselves into.
Yeah, we left our boots out.
I really got to give Jace all the credit on this one, because the reality was that bike was buried in the mud 13 miles out of town and the wheels would barely even roll. If we didn't have his help or his truck, I just can't see how we would have figured it out.
Get out of here. I'm not riding with you on my bike. So you can see our problem here. The chain just will not seat. I think we got to take the wheel off. Well, see there it'll seat. But then maybe if I adjust it tighter now that it's fully seated.
Now that we've got the gunk out of the chain and off the sprocket, maybe we could just adjust the wheel and it'll roll straight.
Just bring it back a touch.
Yeah.
I had so many rocks caked up in my drivetrain. Look at all the scratches on that sprocket. Holy cow. Yeah, I'm gonna have to adjust that chain. That's okay.
Give it a good coat. Let it really work in there.
Let me hit the spines of your sprocket when you're done.
As we're cleaning the bikes off, one question still remains. What are we going to do about the XR650? It wasn't ideal and the clutch was still very much slipping, but by loosening the clutch cable all the way, we were able to make use of whatever tread the clutch plates still had on them. That being said, we still aren't sure how long the clutch plates still have left before they really have nothing else to give. And so we had to decide whether we were going to keep doing the original route. And we ultimately came to the decision that we couldn't do that, and we decided to take a safer route to Twin Falls. That way, if the clutch did fail altogether, we could order parts. Alright, good morning everybody. It is currently 5 a.m. Got up at 4:30. Starting to get ready for the day, hoping to get out early so that we can get to Trinity Lakes, maybe if we're lucky by the end of the day. It'll be a pretty long push, but not off to a good start. These boots they just haven't dried out. I mean, they're cold, it's sopping wet. So I'm gonna wear grocery bags around my socks and see if maybe it just dries out through the whole day. Hoping today goes a little bit better than the last couple of days. Hopefully we don't get stuck in some mud. I know that it rained a bunch last night, so Could get interesting. Reflecting on the last few days, I think that there is something to be said about the sorts of people that you meet on these kinds of journeys. I think that the people of Jarbidge, they showed us nothing but kindness, and the reality is, I don't think we would have been able to stare down the 200-mile day ahead of us without their help. Rescuing the XR650 from the mud, getting help cleaning off and repairing our bikes, having fresh food and a roof over our head, I think every single bit of this help really made the difference in determining whether we would continue with this trek or whether we wouldn't. Considering all that had happened, I think leaving Jarbidge in its own was a small victory. But it was also kinda daunting too. At this point, we still have hundreds upon hundreds of miles to cover, and to stare down that goal with already damaged equipment before really even beginning the whole trek is a little bit nerve-wracking. I feel like this is like sacrilegious. I have ice in here too. I've never put beers in a hydro flask.
So how long do I have to wait for this?
There's almost like like a sweetness to the air right now because there's so many wildflowers. I mean, I've literally seen wildflowers in just about every single color. I've seen red, pink, purple, blue, yellow, white. I mean, I've seen so many. It's incredible. Holy crap, man. Alright, I gotta check all my gear. It's getting thrown around. Well, it looks like everything's still accounted for. That's cool. Love that part. I can see the lookout, guys. There's the lookout tower at the very top of that peak. Wow! Oh, I'm so pumped. So pumped. Oh, I hit that rock right on. Wow, this is really incredible. Whoa. This is really amazing. I'm holding my gear with my hand because it's like falling off the back. See if we can't find a good camping spot.
Let camp building commence.
I'm actually pretty stoked on this tent setup. This is honestly probably the perfect two-man tent size that I've ever worked with. This is a brand new tent, so I never use this. Breaking it in, first night. Another, what, 11 nights to go in this thing? Alright, now I gotta get firewood. I gotta get the fire going. I get some grade 8 trench foot for my boots. I need to get my feet dried off. So, project number 1, tent. Project number 2, nasty ass feet. I am very quickly realizing it's kind of hard to find wood that's not wet the day after it's been raining and thunderstorming. It's really pretty out though. Jackpot right there. Freaking skeeters. There's one. Let's see if I can get some more.
Up next on the Idaho BDR.
Shot on my glasses.
Broke them?
Oh yeah.
Oh no.